You know, one of the more common feelings people have these days is the blues. And we can play that feeling on the xylophone. So I'm here today to share some ideas about that. One of the common pieces of xylophone literature is Log Cabin Blues. That is a tune by George Green that he wrote when he was a child, when his family's log cabin burned. And he had the blues because the log cabin where he had so many childhood memories was no longer. This is a terrible tragedy. He lost his first xylophone that he made with his bare hands. Nobody was hurt. There was a bear, we probably recognize from the Green Bears. The bear was scorched a little bit. Log Cabin Blues is in a 16-bar form on the A and the B, but when we get to the trio, we're in a 12-bar blues, which is at its simplest in the trio. 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. 1. 4, 1, 5, 1, 5. Okay? It has this descending root to the flat 7th on F. Right? Right? Which then resolves to the 3rd of the 4. Right, so if we go from D or F to E flat to D. Okay, so that's something to check out, to notice that there's these movements. And in fact, if you look at the actual melody in the piano part, right, that falling, that represents the shingles coming off the gutters in the log cabin, just falling down, just. And you'll notice he does it on the flat 7th of F, to the root of B flat, and then to the root of F. So this movement, or you can invert it. You can do it from the 3rd, from the root, from the 5th, from the 7th even. Let's look at the opening figure. Okay, just be ba ba ba, and put that in our blues. On F, flat 7, B flat, flat 7, F, C, all right. What is that? That's an ascending line. That goes 1, 2, passing sharp 2 to the 3. In F, it's F, G, G sharp, A. And it's harmonized in thirds, which is chromatic. 3, we can go 4, sharp 4, 5. A, B flat, B, C, and together. And one great thing about this is that it takes you to the 4. So another way of thinking that is resolving down 5, up 4, down 5, right? That's what a dominant does. The key of C, if we go from G to C, we're resolving. Another way of looking at that is going G, A, B, C, up 4. Okay, so you're really doing that around the circle of fifths, and I recommend that. You can do 4 bars of 4, F, 2, F, up to B flat. What's next? E flat. And we're going to go to A flat next. I'm going to jump down. And D flat, etc., around the circle of fifths. But even, you see, if we, the first move takes us to the 4 chord. F, F, to the 4, and now we're playing a blues. Don't forget, you can go down. Okay, you can invert that to sixths. Becomes F, G, G sharp, A, and okay. It's the quintessential ragtime sound. You got 6. You could also play that. All right, thirds. Open 6, close third. Very good things to work on. Okay, the other thing about this is we can start to mess with the rhythm. So if you look at Rainbow Ripples, it's that move, but check out it's like a Swiss triplet. If we think of drumming, the drumming pattern, bop, bop, together, or flam, but let's put them together for this. Together, left, right, together, left, right. So we do that on F. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So that's 8, 5 plus 3. So check this out. If we do the 3 bars of F, go into F7. And then just moving that around. Back to our third idea. Let's go up. What am I doing is hearing these tension notes resolve a little bit. The flat 3 to the natural. The flat 7 to the 6. Yeah. Next step. Let's look at what green does. So I've taken the choruses, the strains of the A section that he plays, and I transcribed those 3 different strains on another video. If you want a PDF, just send me a message. Say, hey, give me a PDF. I don't want to take the time to actually listen to this and transcribe it myself. Happy to do that. And I transposed it to F, because the trio is an F, and we're talking about an F blues. And I modified a little bit because the A is a 16, and 16 bar strain, and the blues is 12. So we get stuff like this. So what do we hear? He starts with that same movement. And a chromatic passing from 6 to 5. And then, right, we talked about that. Flat 7, 6, 5, and a rhythmic variation. So I would just take those 2 ideas, we've already worked with that, and make a rhythmic variation. Okay? You can take the other variations and check out, I love this line. Great chicken, Jared Engel, he's a chicken, called that a yodel. I love that. I don't know if other people think of that as a yodel. Actually, Green goes, he actually approaches it from below. There's a tune called Hula Blues. Same kind of motion, and that's a fantastic cadential figure. Play stuff like the F, B flat, F, C. Let me do that again. From F, second time. And it'll sound really nice. We can think of this in 3 parts, which is the way the blues lyrically usually often work. Or we have a complaint or something, we say, oh, I don't have enough time to practice the xylophone. I don't have enough time to practice the xylophone. It's more emphatic on the 4 chord. And then you say, so I'm gonna do something else, which is contrasting. And that gives us the feeling of resolution. Doing anything else but practicing the xylophone. Great lyrics. I don't have time to practice. I don't have time to practice. So I'll do something else, right? A. Similar. Different. Get it? Got it? So, I got these things, I'll put them up. Another thing. I recommend doing this with a friend. You'll be immediately less sad if you have a friend, right? Imagine had George Green lost his log cabin and he didn't have his family there with him and all his friends and fans and his dog. You know, all these great things around us, not things, but people, spirits, and we work together and we fight the blues in this way. So, I will demonstrate that. The great thing about working with other folks is you can get this conversational thing happen where you play a phrase, they play a phrase, or you eventually hear what's called a accompaniment or support from somebody where you're on the pulpit but people are saying yeah, and that's how that works. What? This is something that Bob Becker introduced to the students at his seminar I attended, and I think it was very, very helpful for getting to know the keyboard, really, and that is to do what he called an outline, I think, which is just sort of arpeggiating. F, F7, B flat, F, C7, F, C. Then I might develop that a little. What did I do here? I add an augmented fifth on the dominant sound. So F. B flat. And here we go. So what is that? The augmented sound. We can use a whole tone scale over that. And the blues is pretty much dominated by a dominant sound, right? So even though we could start that on a F7, it doesn't need to start on F6. It could also be a major. Red Norvo plays blues in a major 7th chord on the blues in E flat. You can have a listen to that. He doesn't go from the beginning. He goes. There's a beautiful major 7th. But here we can think about a whole tone scale over our F7. Over our B flat 7, F7, C7 whole tone. I wouldn't recommend doing it on everything, but definitely instead of, we can go something like that. So much information, but I want to give it to you. So the other idea that I had here is a walk up. So that's, instead of using it which you may recognize from like Blue Monk or something, tunes that use that, you can use it in a slower time as an accompaniment figure, and do that here. B flat. I went to the 5 of the 5 of and that one I went ahead and got a little bit fancy. What he does on the last strain, he goes to F minor, then to D, then to G, then to C, and then to F. So he starts dialing back these dominants, meaning if we're trying to end up in F, we go up 5, we go up 5, we go up 5, we go up 5, we go up 5. So we can do our turnaround that way, where we're just creating tensions or going through the cycle of dominance, really. If we dial back, we can go find our D7, G7. We're going from our home key, dialing back 1 to C, to the 5, to the 5 of 5, to the 5 of 2. You get it? So how does that sound? One more time. F minor, major, 4, 1, D7, G7. I'll leave you with that, but some of the main ideas: make an outline. Don't worry about it being pretty. Just start to invert the chord tones so that you see, oh, I can play this. Or whatever, you're covering that. Then when you see the next chord, B flat, and you're accompanying your friend playing, or yourself if you're going to do it in a recording. Recommend finding a friend so you're not alone in the world. And this way we can combat the log cabin blues together in memory of that beautiful log cabin and that beautiful xylophone and all those things that were lost in the woods on that, just the tragic day back. Enjoy the day. Remember to enjoy the day. Thank you.